Let me ask you a question. What does a man write in his final week of life? I mean, really think about that. He knows the end is coming. There's no audience to impress, no fame left to chase. It's just him, a cold cave, and the unvarnished truth. That's the question at the very heart of the document we're looking at today. This isn't some self-help guide. It's more like a final transmission from the edge of the void. Let's go inside that cave.
Right here, this is the foundation. You have to understand this before anything else makes sense. This is Miyamoto Musashi's ground zero. It is a complete and total rejection of external salvation. No person, no magical object, no God is coming to save you. All the tools you need for your own mastery, they're already inside you. The real question is whether you have the guts to actually use them. You know, this isn't an inspirational poster. It's a statement of fact from a man who lived and died by that very code.
The year is 1645, and we need to just sit here for a moment. We have to forget the myth. Forget the legend of the invincible swordsman who fought 60 duels and never lost. Let go of the image of the sword saint. We need to focus on the cold, hard reality of a man at the very end of his path.
I want you to try and imagine this. A cold, damp cave on the side of a mountain. This is not a palace. It's not some serene monastery. You can hear the water dripping from the stone. The wind is just howling outside. And inside, a 61-year-old man is sitting, a scroll laid out in front of him. But he's not meditating on his past victories. He's dying. Thoracic cancer is literally eating him from the inside out. Every single breath is a struggle. So this philosophy, it wasn't born from comfort and quiet contemplation. This is wisdom forged in pain, right at the end of the line.
He wrote this document, the Dokkodo, just 1 week before he died. 1 week. Think about that. This was never meant for publication. It wasn't for you or me. It was a final legacy, the last piece of instruction for his most trusted student, Terio Muganojo. He was taking a lifetime of brutal, painful self-reliance and distilling it into one final code. It's a private document that time made public, and honestly, its starkness is almost frightening to read.
The way of walking alone, that's what it translates to. And let's be really clear about something. This isn't about being lonely. It's about being self-reliant to an almost terrifying degree. It's a code of conduct for surviving your own life, your own mind, especially when everything else, your health, your youth, your reputation, the world itself, has been stripped away. This is what's left when you literally have nothing else.
Okay, so let's get into the first major challenge here, because his path, it really seems to be one of total denial. Is that even possible for a normal person living today? I mean, do we all have to become monks? It seems to go against our very nature. And this brings us to his second and maybe one of his most difficult precepts.
He says, you must not seek pleasure for its own sake. Now just think about that for a second. How much of our modern world, our entire digital life, is built on doing exactly that? The next click, the next episode, the next meal, it's all about that immediate hit.
So for Musashi, pleasure makes you soft. It's that simple. It dulls your senses, it weakens your resolve, and worst of all, it makes you dependent on things you can't control. He saw this kind of asceticism not as a punishment, but as a tool. It was like a whetstone to keep his mind, his blade, perpetually sharp. Good feelings, fulfillment, that should be the byproduct of doing something meaningful, not the goal itself.
But let's be realistic, right? That feels almost inhumanly extreme. We live in a world that's built on the pursuit of comfort. Isn't that what we all work for? A safe home, a soft bed. But see, that's precisely Musashi's point. He would argue that our relentless search for comfort has made us weak. It's made us fragile. He didn't want us to be comfortable. He wanted us to be iron. When you seek comfort, you're actively avoiding the very hardships that forge you into something stronger.
And this right here, this is the modern trap he was warning about. This is the absolute definition of seeking pleasure for its own sake. It's a cheap, easy hit of dopamine that you didn't have to earn. It provides nothing. It builds nothing. All it does is consume your time and your focus, and it leaves you duller than you were before. It is the absolute enemy of a sharp mind.
It's the exact same principle, just applied to the body. If you only eat what tastes good, what gives you that immediate hit of pleasure, your body becomes unhealthy. It decays. Musashi just applies that same logic to the mind. If you only do what feels good, what's easy, your character becomes lazy, your spirit just atrophies.
You see, these things, the scroll, the junk food, the endless stream of content, they are the modern enemies of the Ronin's path. They're all designed to do one thing, make you comfortable, passive, and weak.
They are the polar opposite of the focused, solitary strength Musashi demanded from himself and from his students.
All right, but here's where it feels like he crosses a line into something that feels truly cold. He talks about separation, about loss. To deny yourself the feeling of grief, isn't that denying your own humanity? I mean, love, connection, attachment, that's what gives life meaning, right? And that's what makes his 8th precept maybe the hardest one of all to swallow.
It's a direct command. There's no room for interpretation here. It's an absolute.
So, the natural human response is that this is cruel. It's unnatural. But for the Ronin, it's about ruthless efficiency. He would ask, what does your sadness actually accomplish? Does it bring the person back? Does it change the past? No. From his point of view, it's a useless emotion. It just drains your energy and clouds your judgment. It's a liability in a world that demands you stay ready at all times.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the sheer logic of it. This isn't an emotional process, it's an algorithm. He's treating grief like a strategic problem. Step 1, the event has happened. Step 2, the facts on the ground have changed. Dwelling on how things were before is a tactical error. Therefore, the only logical move is to accept the new reality immediately and plan your next step. It's brutal, but it's pure, uncut pragmatism.
This rule really attacks the core of a very modern fear, doesn't it? We are terrified of being alone. Our entire digital world is built to prevent it. We fear separation so much that we cling to digital ghosts, to constant connection, to endless noise. Musashi is telling us that true strength is only found when you can face that silence, when you can face that separation and not break.
So, if we're supposed to reject easy pleasure and we reject the weakness of grief, what's left? What holds it all together? Well, it's the final all-encompassing rule. It's the importance of having a code. And that leads to the 21st precept, the one that gives all the others their power.
This is it, the capstone, the final instruction from a dying master to his student.
So the crucial question is, what is the way? The point is, it's not his way, it's your way. It's the set of principles you have consciously decided to live by. See, a lot of people have principles, until it gets difficult, until it costs them something. Musashi's real power wasn't just his philosophy. It was his unwavering, lifelong consistency to it, even when he was starving, or freezing, or facing certain death. That is the entire game.
And you can see how all the other rules just serve this one big one. You seek nothing outside yourself, so you can't be tempted away from your path. You preserve your honor, so you never betray your code. You live by choice, which means you actively choose your way every single day, in every single action. It's a total, relentless commitment.
And so, we're left with this, a 400-year-old challenge from a dying man in a cave. In our world of constant noise, constant distraction, constant demands for your attention, is his path even possible anymore? In a world that tells you you're never alone, but somehow leaves so many of us feeling more isolated than ever, can you find your way and never stray from it? Can you walk alone?